This is Jaybee from Her Bright Skies.
My name is Vincent, and I play bass for Her Bright Skies.
I got into tattoos because I listened to bands that had tattoos. I saw, when you were a kid, you saw all these posters and pictures of bands who all had full sleeves, full body suits and whatnot. So that's what got me into it. I liked the music, so the tattoos kind of came with it.
What got me into tattoos at a very young age was my grandfather. My grandfather was covered in tattoos. He had a panther on his arm. He had a girl on his other arm and birds on his chest. And I knew from a very young age that I always wanted them, and I wanted to have a lot of them.
I got my first tattoo when I turned 19, I think, and I found out about this tattoo artist because I went with a friend of mine who was a little bit older, and he got a tattoo and I went with him, so I wanted to get a tattoo as well from that same tattoo artist. So a year later, I think, I went back and I did this tattoo here on my leg. This is my first tattoo. It says "All the world's a stage," which is yeah, it's kind of a music tattoo, I guess. It's a Shakespeare quote, but I'm seeing it like as from an artist's perspective, I guess. So that's my first tattoo, and I didn't tell my mom and dad about it till like 6 months afterwards, because it's on my leg, so I could cover it. But by the summer I had to tell them. So but yeah, they don't really like tattoos, so I was afraid at first to tell them, but now they're used to it.
On my, I think it was Halloween of 2005, I got my very first tattoo when I was 18 years old on Halloween, actually. They were on my ankles. I've covered them now. They're not there anymore, but they said Rêveur triste, which is French for sad dreamer. The reason I got that was partly because I have French heritage, and I like the idea of, a dreamer, someone who is poetic in their thinking. I've always kind of fashioned myself in that way. I don't have any tattoos that I regret because I believe that I took the time to think all of them through, and I knew the people that were going to be doing my tattoos before I had them done, so I always knew what their level of skill was with tattooing and exactly what I was getting, so I don't regret any.
I don't have any tattoos that I regret, because I believe that when you're getting a tattoo, you should always think hard and long about what you're getting and where you get it and so on, so that you can never say I regret this tattoo, because it's gonna be there forever. That's the whole point of it. So no, I don't have any regrets.
I'm planning on many specific tattoos. I actually have both of my arms done right now, quite a bit on my legs. I'm planning on getting my neck as well as my back done. It's a very long and expensive process, but yeah, someday I'll be covered from head to toe, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm planning to get my arm done here. I still got some blank space over here, and so that's the next thing, I guess. And then we'll see. If I have money, I'll start tattooing my chest and maybe some more of my legs. Vincent, who's playing bass on this tour, he's a tattoo artist, so he's probably gonna tattoo me soon. I hope.
The idea that tattoos aren't appropriate in the workplace. I find that it is a little outdated and primitive in its thought. You know, the point that a lawyer would be less credible is absolutely absurd. They still have the same amount of education and expertise in their field. I don't think it matters whatsoever what they decide to put on their body. I think that the idea that you aren't allowed to do something to your body is on the same level of saying that a woman couldn't get an abortion or something like that. I feel very strongly about that. I believe that tattoos say nothing about the person whatsoever. I think that they should be fully allowed in the workplace.
Since I'm into tattoos, I don't have any problems with people who have tattoos. So I always like to see when people at different workplaces have tattoos. I think it's cool. It's like you've got something in common, something common ground, I guess. So I love it when I see it. Well, I hope they look good, but I'm not taking it for granted, I guess. But yeah, I think I went to a really good tattoo artist called Maria Ripley for most of my tattoos on my arms, and she's a very good artist, so I hope they will look good for a long time.
You know, what I like to think about and how I justify tattoos in my old age, I truly believe that when I'm 80 years old and I'm looking down at my skin and, you know, I have grandchildren or my children looking up at me and, you know, kind of poking at my skin and whatnot, it'll be the exact same thing as how when I was a kid and I saw my grandpa with tattoos. They tell a story about who I am. You know, I may not always be as interested in the tattoos that I get, but I will know and I will always remember the time in which I got them. I have some tattoos that I've gotten with best friends. I have some tattoos that I got when I was just really into like a genre of something or whatnot. I think that at 80 years old I'll look back and I'll be a lot more colorful than a lot of the other 80-year-olds.
Don't be scared, because it doesn't hurt as much as you think it will, but after a while it does. What the fuck? I don't know. It will be the best time of your life, and you will want to do it again. I promise.
The very first thing I would recommend is looking into local shops in your area. Some may have websites, or you could just walk in. Most artists will have a portfolio out for display of their work. Find a tattooer, a tattoo artist that you believe that you would be able to work with the best, someone that you truly believe in their style and their ability, you know, because when you go into a shop, you don't want to pick some random guy who's just gonna slap it on you and not care. I believe that it's important to form a relationship with somebody who's altering your body for the rest of your life. My biggest advice, and I hope that this is the one thing that resonates, is do not get home tattoos. Do not allow someone who is not a professional to tattoo you, because you absolutely will regret it. As far as scary, it's really not as bad as you think. I mean, obviously, it's not so bad.